Welcome to my channel. This is a new angle for the camera, so I just wanted to see how I looked. Looked pretty good. Looked pretty good. It's the sun beaming through my door, but we don't keep it P and keep it pushing. Just want to have a couple of announcements. Y'all got me up to 1,122 subscribers, and I thank y'all. But I know we can get to 3,000. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a cousin to tell a cousin to tell a cousins that's friends to a baby mother. Come subscribe to the channel. I'm giving away Pokemon. I might just give away a black and white ETB. I might give one away because they're going to be very hard to get, and I want to rip some to myself, okay? But I will be giving one away. How about that? I'm going to entice people. I want 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. You feel me? Let's help the boy out. The boy being me. The me being myself. But we're going to get into a few things. As you can see on the title, Epstein. You so-called conservative, right wing, oh, they're going to fix the economy, we're going to do all these things. He also said, hey, we're going to, and I quote, release the files. And then they said, hold up, who on the mother, boy? Who on the file, boy? Hold up now. Who is on them files? And they said, hold on. We could just say there was nobody on the list. Even though he's admitted to going to jail or being prosecuted or being brought up on charges of sex trafficking young women. Now, a few will argue that they only care because it's white women, and you'd be right. But let's see the other side of this. There's people in power, people with high regards that are able to sex traffic young women who happen to be white, but also that doesn't mean that they strictly was white. Like how women be like, I'm strictly declared, and like she eating coochie when she high off that cocaine. Nah. Hey, so let's just get into it. Stain charges. Where is that video at? All right, let's do this. What was this one? Okay. So we're gonna watch this, and then we can break this down. Oh, also, I almost forgot. I need 500 subscribers on Twitch, baby. 500, 500 of them things. I know I'm probably talking about too much political stuff, but people who will be oblivious to political imp, people that be oblivious to the political game, political field that directly impacts their lives, whether you're rich or poor. Because rich people be like, oh, I'm above that. And then they get in trouble and they be like, we need to change these laws and regulations. And you be like, well, mother, effer, you could have just been with us. But you gotta let them do what they gotta do. So, for the normals, for the norms, for the not so rich, not so poor, for the poor, we gotta come together and band against them. So, that is just it, what it is. But this is crazy stuff, bro. And yeah, not sorry for my little soapbox, but this is just crazy. I was amazed that they said, "Hey, we actually retract our statement." And then they're like, "Hold up, you ran on this." And I'm like, "Ran on what? We ran on getting the illegals out. Remember? Remember?" And then they're like, no, we don't remember that. You said Epstein files too. And I'm like, no, 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 no. That was Obama. And see now, candidate Biden, okay? They said that. I'm like, no, no, we have video you saying that. And they're like, no, 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 you don't. They just, yeah, I mean, they try to flip the script. Shout out to Queen Split. But no.
Large part of the conversation surrounding him. Many have claimed that Epstein kept this list of high-profile officials and celebrities that took part in his sex trafficking operation, presumably to blackmail them at a future date. And there were also rumors that Epstein may have secretly recorded encounters between these VIPs and minors. But there's never really been any confirmation of that per se. Now, President Donald Trump and his administration, they promised to release any and all of the information related to the Epstein investigation. But as it turns out, most of it is far too sensitive to ever release publicly. And most of what can be released already has been. Hey everybody, this is another lawn crime legal alert. Did you know that children are being diagnosed with serious conditions like type 2 diabetes and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease? And the research is potentially linking ultra-processed foods to all this? Yeah, well, Morgan & Morgan, they're stepping in to fight to hold these food companies accountable. With decades of experience to go back to a special housing unit where he was supposed to have a roommate. But in August of 2019, Epstein's cellmate was transferred. No new cellmate was put in the room. Guards were supposed to check on Epstein every 30 minutes throughout the night. But the two guards who were assigned to watch him on August 10th apparently fell asleep or were somehow distracted. An investigation found that the two later falsified prison records. So obviously, people have thoughts about this. There was also, by the way, a lack of cameras. 2 cameras in front of Epstein's cell malfunctioned. This was according to the BOP. And a third had footage that was reportedly unusable. You wonder why there's so many theories? Now, guards found him dead in his cell when they distributed breakfast. His body was removed from the scene against BOP policy, and photos of his body, as it was found, were apparently never taken. In fact, I'll tell you what, we spoke with Jeffrey Epstein's brother, Mark, back in January of 2024 here on Sidebar, and at the time, he believed there was something suspicious about his brother's death.
I Dr. Michael Barden to witness the autopsy. The autopsy was performed by the city pathologist. I, as a family member, have the right to have my own pathologist be there and to conduct an autopsy once the body is claimed, if we deemed it was necessary.
And the reason I ask you that is because you just said a second ago you thought that your brother's death was a suicide, you were mourning his loss, but there seemed to be something to indicate to you, I want a second opinion to someone to observe the autopsy, right? What was the reason you thought that?
Well, because in speaking with his attorneys, they had a suicide, and they were sort of surprised that he did it. So we figured let's cover the bases and make sure we have somebody there as well. Because one of the things that's not been out there much is that a few days after his death, there was a hearing scheduled to appeal the decision for bail. The first time when he was first arrested, his attorneys asked me if I would participate in his bail. And I said, yes. I said, put up my house in Florida. I knew my brother wasn't a flight risk and he's my brother. I didn't care. And then bail was denied, which is why he was in jail. And then they were going to appeal the decision for bail. And Jeffrey was putting up a pretty big bail. And they asked me for the appeal if I would guarantee his bail. And I agreed. In essence, doubling it. So there was a chance he might have gotten bail. And that hearing was scheduled in, I think, for the 12th, in a couple of days. So then I'm thinking, if he was going to kill himself, wouldn't he wait to after the bail hearing? Because if he got bail, he'd be living in his house with an ankle monitor and armed guards and cameras, so he wouldn't disappear anywhere. Not that I thought he would try. And then if bail was denied again, then it would be a more compelling argument for him to kill himself if he wanted to. But a few days before the bail hearing makes no sense at all.
So do you have a theory as to what?
What is strange is that what was his net? Like, how was he making money? Let's see. Jeff Net based on public was $560 million. Investments over 194 million. Hedge funds and private real estate 50 million. Ranch worth 17 million. Private islands 86 million. Epstein's estate was faced significant trials due to his legal fees. The U.S. Virgin Islands government's estate around 600 million was estimated to be worth less than paying out settlements and taxes. They received a tax refund when they worked back the suits funds may go to Epstein. Frustrated by victims. How did he make all his money? Renewing Fozinger was publicly scrutiny of he was grants of Jewish immigrants. Epstein was raised in Brooklyn, where he excelled in math and graduated from high school early, briefly then in Cooper Union in New York. Years by multiple court documents directly said released on Thursday mostly mentioned names on the fact the judge who made all the call said she was only doing so largely because much of it was already public. Still, the 566 palatial townhomes east side of Manhattan worth more than 50 million. Townhouse that's worth 50 million. New York is it's just not a real place. That's just what it is. Just doesn't do for long. She's a prestigious prep school. I promise you. Those are doors and gateways to drugs and everything in between. Administrator telling the New York Times he dismissed Epstein for poor performance. But the Stendhal had him tutoring the son of Bear Stearns CEO Alan Greenberg, who slated to retire with class in the Mayflower housing crash. Epstein then became a money manager for billionaires, including Les Wexner, L. Brands, and Apollo Global Management Chairman. Retained by Mueller's board, received Black feelings of Epstein declared Black, who stepped down as the chairman possibly any possible wrongdoing. Agreed to pay since to fund any potential claim. Money man business by making hundreds of millions of dollars managing what's in his billions. Things are abhorrent, and we applaud every effort to bring justice. Where else Epstein? J.P. Morgan Chase loaned Epstein money and readily let him withdraw large sums of cash from ancillary classes. Payouts are expected to be made to nearly 200 women. They're not really saying how he made his money. He bought his island. Epstein owned two neighboring islands. He paid $7.9 million. It doesn't like they're not. He's. It doesn't tell you how he made his money. How did this white man make his money? Where did he make his money? How did he make his money? This doesn't make any sense. That's weird. He made $500 million. Probably actually was a billionaire. He just all the other money was used like, hey, how did he make that much money? Because it's saying he managed the money. So was the nigga like, yo, here, I'm gonna break you off. I'm gonna break you off, and you don't break off. See, it just sounds crazy. All right, let's just finish.
What happened here? Because, there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of conspiracy theories. There's a lot of innuendo. Do you have a theory as to what happened here?
Yes, my theory is that this was a targeted assassination.
But in recent months, FBI Director Kash Patel has testified that Jeffrey Epstein took his own life.
Did Jeffrey Epstein hang himself or did somebody kill him?
Senator, I believe he hung himself in a cell in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Are you going to release all the information about that?
Senator, we are working through that right now with the Department of Justice.
When do you think you'll have it done, Cash?
I think in the near future, sir.
Like before I die?
Senator, we've been working on that, and we're doing it in a way that protects victims and also doesn't put out into the ether information that is irrelevant for production to the public, such as CSAM.
And when Director Patel says CSAM, he means child sexual abuse material. But I will tell you, despite comments from high-profile figures like Akash Patel, influencers from both sides of the aisle have continued to push the story that this is all part of a cover-up, right? Just take a look at some of these YouTube video titles from last month. Kash Patel and Dan Bongino portray MAGA. Kash Patel lies about Epstein and Trump cover-up. Kash Patel covers up Epstein tapes on Rogan. So what is the Department of Justice saying now about Epstein's death, and what have we learned from the hours of jail surveillance footage that was just released? Well, to talk about it, let me bring on retired FBI agent Colin L. Schmidt. Colin, thanks so much for coming back here on Sidebar.
Thank you for having me.
All right, your reaction. The announcement from the DOJ. There's no client list, no more videos to be released. Surveillance apparently proving that no one approached Epstein's cell. What do you think?
Well, I just have to go by what was in the letter and actually read some excerpts of it. I actually have it up here, but I believe it's like the third or fourth paragraph. They say, we did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. And then they go on the next paragraph and say, the review confirmed that Epstein harmed over 1,000 victims. So the two statements seem to be a little bit contradictory, because if you have 1,000 victims, how did he harm them? And were there third parties involved in harming those 1,000 victims? And based upon the trial, and in the trial of Giselle Maxwell, it came out that she was somebody who actually recruited victims for prostitution with these alleged third parties. So there just seems to be some contradictory statements in their own letter, which is going to obviously fuel just conspiracy theories, are just going to go wild now.
I don't disagree with that. I'm sure this isn't going to quell the conversation. What's a reasonable explanation for that? How could you have those two statements, work hand in hand with each other?
Without having more information, I was never a part to any of this investigation, even though the entire FBI, there were several field offices involved in gathering evidence. They also said that I think they got gigabytes of video evidence from his house, thousands of pages of documentary evidence, and basically to say that there's nothing there to charge unidentified third parties. And maybe it's a statement that they're saying is no identified third parties in terms of extortion, which they talked about as well. But it just seems like the letter is just adding, not even kerosene. I mean, they just dropped basically a whole fuel depot on the conspiracy theorists with this letter. And I think it's just going to cause more problems than it solves.
That is definitely correct. More problems have been aroused, or have arisen, because this is a product of this dog water, boiled dog water from their mouth. Because there's no way you did all this evidence and then we're like, hey, we'll just drop the case. I think that's in our best interest. But also, it just goes without saying that they figured out, hey, if we released all this information, people will be very upset. But also, they'll know too much. So, we cannot release the information and people know just the little small fragments that they know and just be mad. Because what are they gonna do? What would people really do if they know, hey, this is all this essay all this trafficking, human trafficking, all this kids, all this stuff has happened and will continue to happen because someone else is now the figurehead. It's just like um, Squid Games. There's always another mother effort. So if that's the case, what are you gonna get mad about? Instead, you're just gonna be mad and not do nothing. That's probably their ideology. Like, what is gonna happen? They're just gonna be mad and talk about us. They already do that. So it is what it is.
So before we dig into what the DOJ has to say about alleged evidence that was seized in its investigation of Epstein, I want to first talk about the video the department released showing nearly 11 hours of surveillance video from the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York. Now, something I have to note here, this is a separate facility from the MDC, the Metropolitan Detention Center, where Sean Diddy Combs has been since his arrest on federal charges back in September. Sometimes people confuse the
I didn't know the puppy had a lazy eye. That's why he was on them freakos. He needed cum in his eye to wake it up.
two, understandable. But according to the DOJ memo, quote, after a thorough investigation, FBI investigators concluded that Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide in his cell at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York City on August 10th, 2019. The FBI's independent review of this footage confirmed that from the time Epstein was locked in his cell at around 10:40 p.m. on August 9th, 2019 until around 6:30 a.m. the next morning, nobody entered any of the tiers in the SHU. SHU stands for Specialized Housing Unit. So the video starts at 7:40 p.m. Eastern Time on August 9th. It does not show Epstein's cell door, but according to the BOP, the Bureau of Prisons, anyone coming or going from that housing unit would have been seen on that camera. And you can see men walking around in orange jumpsuits and what appears to be a guard desk. At around 7:50 p.m., you can see a prisoner, believed to be Epstein, walking into the frame with a guard behind him, then down a set of stairs and across the room. Colin, so according to officials, if any sort of assassin had walked through to get to Epstein's cell, it would have been captured on this camera. They're releasing the footage. Is there anything that we should be looking at more when it comes to Epstein's death from this video?
It does help, quell some of the conspiracy theories because now you're giving evidence that an independent person can review. However, based upon my understanding, there was 2 prison guards that were either fired or dismissed, and we haven't heard from them. And so that would be kind of the next logical step is if you're going to reduce or release everything, okay, is the public going to have an opportunity or Congress have an opportunity to talk to these 2 prison guards to find out what really happened? I think he did commit suicide based upon all the evidence that's available. However, the point of are they going to be able to reduce all the conspiracy theories and frankly the energy in Congress to ask for more information? Once again, I don't think this letter is going to help. I think it's actually hurting their case.
Well, look at the video, right? Video is some of the most important evidence we can possibly have in any investigation.
Them boys walked that boy downstairs. He said, "Hey, brother, you know what it is? We got that call." He's like, "No, I understand. Like, you know what situation he was in? His end game was probably way different than what happened. Because someone was probably like, yeah, that's not happening, bro. You're not putting my name out. You got evidence of what? Okay, cool. Let me go shake some stuff up real quick, because you're not about to ruin me." So, yeah, that's probably. That's not. He was playing with fire. But playing probably with the wrong ones.
Investigation or criminal case. Aside from, you could say, hey, listen, you have guards who were negligent, didn't do what they were supposed to do, right? You can make that argument. But the idea, if the video were to show something else, unless someone's making the accusation that the video was doctored and there's no evidence to support that whatsoever, to have the government release this, to have the government, an administration who has been keen on saying we're going to, let everybody know what's happening with the Epstein files, to release this video is significant. And I think that's being used to stop the conversation, at least when it comes to Epstein's death. But at the same point, I'm sure people will digest this video, analyze this video, talk about if it was doctored or not. I'm sure that doesn't end. But, from an evidentiary point of view, is there any reason to doubt what we're seeing?
I don't think so. However, every hammer is going to find a nail, and people are going to look at that video and they're going to make their own conclusions. I would have liked to seen them come out with a schematic and show where the video or where the cameras are located, as well as give a little bit more context to what we were seeing on that video. But once again, the public will never be satisfied because this case is still so salacious, and there's so many connections that it will never go away.
So let's talk about the video evidence against Epstein. Here's what the memo says, quote, "To ensure that the review was thorough, the FBI conducted digital searches of its databases, hard drives, and network drives, as well as physical searches of squad areas, locked cabinets, desks, closets, and other areas where responsive material may have been stored. These searches uncovered a significant amount of material, including more than 300 gigabytes of data and physical evidence." Colin, locked cabinets, desks. You think that they were looking at...
So let me put that in perspective for people. We don't know how he got his money. And also, he was Jewish, so I guess he's just, money just sprouts out of his skin, whatever. So, what is 300 gigabytes? How long will 300, a few days to a month or more, depending on your web browser. Hundreds of thousands of high-resolution photos, thousands of songs, many hours of standard or high-definition video, multiple large software applications, modern operating systems like Windows, and few tens of gigabytes. He had thousands, hundreds of thousands of pictures. So, come on now.
all these places for hidden Epstein files? I mean, that's quite the statement too.
Well, and based upon my experience in the FBI, that does happen. That stuff doesn't make it into the evidence locker, so to speak, because some kind of case, there's so many moving parts and so many different employees or agents involved that things do tend to be stored, so to speak, in your squad area. And they may not be relevant to the case. It might just be some regular old computer searches or something you printed out. But the point of the whole exercise was 300 gigabytes of video evidence. So that means that that's video evidence of people doing something most likely they should not have been doing. So my question is, okay, we have the victim. Who was with that victim? I don't necessarily think it was Epstein with 1,000 victims. Were there other people involved? And are we ever going to be able to find out who those people were?
Now, we know that Attorney General Pam Bondi has spoken about the sheer number of videos, the manpower allocated to going through them all. Take a look.
Let me guess. You're thinking about going to therapy. And as a therapist myself, of course I'm going to say that's a great idea. But first, let's talk about the things they don't tell you. First of all, you're going to say, I'm fine, like 300 times. Spoiler alert, your therapist will see right through that. And how does that make you feel? Yes, they actually use this phrase. And yes, they actually want to know the answer. Then there's the crying. Like, one minute you're talking about your raise that you got at work, and then the next minute you're talking about how when you were 6 years old, your mom left you in the aisle in the grocery store because she went to the next aisle to get some milk because she thought that you were right there next to her. Come to find out, that's when your abandonment issue started. And homework. Yes, there's homework. But here
James Comer said yesterday that all the Epstein files are missing. Can you confirm that the status of them? We still haven't heard from you.
No, the FBI, they're reviewing, there are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn. And there are hundreds of victims. And no one victim will ever get released. It's just the volume, and that's what they're going through right now. The FBI is diligently going through that. I haven't seen that statement, but I'll call him later and find out.
So according to the DOJ memo, though, the files related to Epstein include a large number of images of Epstein, images and videos of victims who are either minors or appear to be minors, and over 10,000 downloaded videos and images of illegal child sex abuse material and other pornography. Teams of agents, analysts, attorneys, and privacy and civil liberties experts comb through the digital and documentary evidence with the aim of providing as much information as possible to the public while
My bad, y'all. I'm cooking and shit, making. Oh, salads I'm trying to test. But I'm cooking, so.
Simultaneously protecting victims. Much of the material is subject to court-ordered sealing. Only a fraction of this material would have been aired publicly had Epstein gone to trial, as the seal served only to protect victims and did not expose any additional third parties to allegations of illegal wrongdoing. Through this review, we found no basis to revisit the disclosure of those materials and will not permit the release of child pornography. So, Colin, look, on one hand, I get it, right? I get it. If the majority of what they have right now is material they can't release because it would jeopardize these alleged victims and it serves no purpose other to put them at risk, I get it, right? What is the value of it?
So if he does all this child pornography stuff and he has children that are victims, so there's not a list of people that want that? I'm just confused as how that happens. Above my pay grade. Alright. Enough on this. So we're going to like he made money out of nowhere. Like it's just weird. Okay, he's Jewish, so I guess he could do that. It's just whatever. All right, let's get to the Texas flood. One of the ones killing Flash. What was the place that? What was the job? Texas flood. I don't know why I keep going. 2025. Texas Hill Country. Let's see. What we know so far. So what we know so far. Cloud seeding did not cause Hill Country flooding. The flood watch says search continues for missing people. So many people are missing. He's in a wheelchair. Actually, let's pause this. ICE arrest Mexican rescuers. Wait, okay, so that might have been fake. Okay, that was fake. That was AI generated. Okay, okay, cool. Yeah, that was in. Okay, so that was AI generated. I was about to get mad as hell. So Texas country rejects a. Why did they not want the new? What is this one? Kerr County. Is it called Kerr County? Kerr County. Oh shit. You. So it's Kerr County. So why did Kerr County reject Kerr?
Over 8,000 men have permanently broken free from the P word by watching one single video training that you can actually watch by clicking the link below. But I want to give you 2 reasons why you should not watch that video right now. Number 1 is it's going to start a...
Can you outline what specific discussions and actions were taken between the time the first flood emergency alert came in at 1:14 a.m. and then when the river first started flooding homes hours later? What were the specific actions and discussions that happened in those hours?
Can you repeat that again, please?
Sure, absolutely. I would like to know if you could outline, please, what the specific...
Anybody with this type of hat and his chest are out is a hot-blooded American. And he he's one of them ones for sure.
Specific actions and discussions were that local officials took between 1:14 a.m., that's when the first flood emergency alert came out, and hours later when the river first started flooding. What happened in those hours?
What I can tell you, when I was first notified, it was around the 4 to 5 area. One of my sergeants was in dispatch when the first calls started coming in, the actual 911 calls come in.
Like at 4 in the morning?
It was between 4 or 5 when I got notified. Okay, but prior to that, in that 3 to 4 area, my understanding is, and we're in the process of trying to put a timeline. That's going to take a little bit of time. As I've told you several times, that is not my priority this time. There's 3 priorities. That's locating the people out there, identifying and notifying the next of kin. That is what I'm taking as my job as sheriff here to do. Okay.
With all due respect, sir, I think that the community here is asking these questions. What happened? When did it happen? Was the emergency manager awake at the time? Did they push the button to issue an emergency alert?
Sir, it's not that easy when you just push a button, okay? There's a lot more to that. And we've told you several times.
So did it happen, sir?
I can't tell you at this time, okay?
You can't tell me if the emergency manager of the county actually issued an emergency alert.
Okay, Sheriff, who
Shimon, just give me a second.
the Emergency Operations Center? Who
Let him
runs
answer the question.
the Emergency Operations
I'll come back to you. I ain't going nowhere.
Appreciate it.
Who runs the Emergency Operations Center?
We have a communication center, a dispatch, okay? We have a communication center. That's where the calls actually go to the police department, then they're forwarded to us.
But leading up to this, in monitoring the weather, there's, in any large city, in any state, there's an Office of Emergency Management that is monitoring the weather, that is watching and listening and getting briefings. Who was getting those briefings in this city, in this county? Who was receiving that information, and who would have ultimately made the decision to evacuate, hearing what was coming in from the Weather Service and other people?
Okay, what we would have done when we get notified, okay, I'm gonna tell you.
You're not emergency management though, right? The sheriff's not EOC.
No, there is no, I meant as the city. Yeah, okay, that.
So we understand you have many questions.
Right.
Hang on.
No, I understand, but you're not gonna answer the question because that's up to the city manager and the mayor to answer those
Correct.
questions.
We understand you have many questions.
The judge is not here.
We understand that, but right now, this team up here is focused on bringing people home. That's our focus. All those questions will be answered, but the priority.
They can't answer questions. From what I suspect is that they dropped the ball on everything. So this is a fault of the town and the administration and leadership. Let's get to Tucker Carlson, because these people suck. There we go. Rumble. What the fudge?
And sleep all the way down, all the way down.
Remember when you were excited about life? When you woke up with a sense of purpose?
Ladies and gentlemen, Tucker Carlson!
Thank you! I never missed a Charlie Kirk event because I love Charlie Kirk, and I know Charlie Kirk very well. But I always forget what the walkout is like, and I feel like I'm going to have a seizure. Anyway, thank you so much for having me. This is more people in one place than I've seen since the last Charlie Kirk event I was at, so it's hilarious. So I noticed everyone's been talking about Epstein tonight, and I want to kind of differ from the crowd a little bit in saying that I watched Ben Shapiro yesterday, and now, before you boo me, I thought he made a really solid point. He's like, it happened a long time ago. Who cares? And by the way, we should trust the government and whatever the bureaucrats tell us. And by the way, it's wrong to ask a lot of unauthorized questions. So I just want to go on the record to say I think that's absurd. And it's exactly the kind of thinking that I personally voted against in the last election. In the last election, I spent a lot of the month of October campaigning with and for the president. I voted for the president. I never vote for anybody generally. I know they're always telling you must vote or you can't have an opinion. Oh, shut up. I don't like to vote, but I did vote this time. And I don't like to vote because I don't believe in any of them. And this time I really felt like I know Trump well. I love Trump personally. And what we were looking at was just so awful and totalitarian and stupid. And it wasn't even the arguments that I disagreed with from the Kamala Harris. It's weird to even say her name now. Who was that exactly? It was like a bad dream. But it wasn't even so much the arguments I disagreed with, though I definitely disagreed with the arguments. It was the style of argument that drove me completely bonkers, summarized most crisply by shut up racist. Whatever you said, it was shut up racist. And it's like, but wait, first of all, I'm not a racist, but that's not even the point. The point is, I just told you what I think. I just asked you
She never said that. This is why you have to take these people with like a bath of salt, because they like
entirely legitimate question, mostly, what the hell are you doing? And rather than answer it, you didn't pay me the respect that you would a human being. You treated me like a slave or an animal by telling me to stop barking. Shut up, racist. And I won't put up with that because I'm not a slave or an animal. I'm an
that's why I can't watch this. He said a slave. White people are so desensitized, or they don't even know what slavery. They can't even conceptualize what slavery was, so they think telling them to shut up means that they're a slave. That's the privilege of white people are phenomenal, phenomenal. Like their level of God, that shit made my stomach hurt. I can't believe I'm gonna do this. Huh.
Hold on. Just you. Hold on. Just you.
They call that did swung out? I'd have been in way worse beef than that then. What the hell is that? Lord Jesus, that was terrible. He said, shut up, racist. I can't even believe it. Dude didn't bring his T-Block. I thought that was Walker's Blocker. So, man, Candace Owen making bread. And she fine as hell. Like, I don't know if she's such a CWON, but it's quite amazing. All right, y'all. This has been a good stream. Thank y'all for tuning in. Whoever tuned in, thank you for not tuning in. For who not tuned in. Oh, actually, sorry.
Period A, period period A, period
How you get that tongue out like that? I like when you put that period.
Could have been records. We in the loop. St. Louis. Thousands of people came out in this city. F for Fetty Wap? Nah. You were born in the black community? It's in my rebellious. Parents. So your guns ain't like rah, it's more like da da da.
You can say that.
Brewski had to call a real he know this my city, we in the loop.
Another YZ.
I'm the only white person in my family.
You was raised in a dope hole, huh? Who fought in World War I and World War II? Crips and Blood. Yeah, let's get him out of here. You fought.
Right.
All these not the same music as
I'm lyrics for the real. You're so picky.
Is he domesticated?
Yeah. You gonna sign if we say to.
Hey.
No, we don't like that.
What is this right here? Y'all kids, man. Is you gangster?
Yeah, right.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I'm a thug.
Hold on, Fruity Pebble. Hold on. If you haven't already, I need you to go subscribe. If you want more shows like this or anything Drewski related, stop now and go subscribe. All right, let's get into it. Let's see what this city got.
What the hell?
I'm here for the free U.S. citizenship papers.
The U.S. what?
The U.S. citizenship. Am I in the right place?
Yeah, it. Yeah, hell yeah.
My nigga, are you sure?
Yes. So what are you looking to do?
My citizenship. I saw a form that get in line for U.S. citizenship.
Oh, yes. We asked you the questionnaire. What is the capital of the United States?
North Philly? I didn't study, man.
When is Labor Day?
Monday to Friday. Thursday through... I didn't know I was supposed to take a test, man. How am I doing?
Yes, you're doing good. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence?
Snoop Dogg.
No.
Shit, my nigga, please.
Okay, this'll get it done. Okay. We'll get your papers. Who fought in World War I and World War II?
The Crips and Bloods. My nigga, I didn't study. I just want my papers.
Okay.
This is cringe funny because Michael Black's ain't really funny, but
Who's the first colored president? If you know this, you know.
Donald Trump. The nigga is orange.
No.
It's not right. Bill Clinton, he's the first to smoke weed.
No. Get him out. It's the wrong place, man.
My nigga, please. You punk bitch. F you.
No.
You fat bitch. You tight braids, mother. Your mother and your father is the same. F you. Don't put your hands on me. Supersized, dehydrated, Rick Ross looking bitch. I'ma f that nigga up in these streets.
Okay, this is...
What's good, brother? Oh, my mama.
Yo, you ain't just Drewski, you Fruski. Fruski.
Real bad.
Is this a pair of Uggs?
Yeah, nigga.
You leaning off in a pair of Uggs right there.
Yeah, nigga. I'll be outside.
okay. Fruski's crazy. Fruski's crazy. Yeah, let's show it to that party. Fruski is crazy. Fruski is crazy as hell. Fruski.
Yeah, I'll be outside.
I met one of y'all in Chicago.
Twin.
You kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's your dad name again?
His name is the same as mine, Gabriel Boyd.
Okay, you got your same dad name.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, he was 35 when he had me, and I'm his only kid that I know of. Okay. So you a little older than me.
He was 35 when he had you.
Yeah.
My dad was, how old are you?
I'm 27, I just turned 27.
Okay, my dad was about to. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure, because Fruski, you out here, and you kinda.
You say kinda fine?
Let's get him out of there. I appreciate you, Fruski.
Damn, all right.
Yeah, that's.
Never take it too far, dog. He said kind of fun. Roll this nigga out. All right.
That's enough.
Bye, love you. Love you now.
Let's move on, y'all. And let's move on to the next one. Yeah, we're not going to acknowledge that. We're going to act like the last one ain't happened.
Period A, period period A, period period A, period period A, period And then I got a remix for you, Drewski. Drewski is period A, you are period Drewski is period A, you are period period A, period period A.
How you get that tongue out like that? I like when you put that period.
That's because I got reptiles. So like they taught me. They taught me.
You got erectile dysfunction.
Yeah, I got 11. There are 11 reptiles. I got named after Boozy Badass and everything. They all got names.
Oh. I think my uncle got that. He got erectile dysfunction too.
Yeah.
Go ahead. We're going to go ahead and sign you. We're going to sign you just off that right there. How you do that tongue thing you did?
Period A, period What's the date?
Yeah.
Now,
What in the entire hell? And then
to meet you.
Period. Period.
Period. Period.
All right. Appreciate it. Yeah.
I am period. Y'all are period.
Prize Picks is the most fun I've had, winning up to 25 times my money this season. You just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and place your entry. Testing my skills on Prize Picks this season is the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. If you have the skills, you can turn $1,000 into $25,000 in just a few taps. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types is what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. I'm always going 6 for 6, 4 for 4, less or more, it don't matter. You can play Prize Picks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. You could win up to 1,000 times your cash on a single lineup. It's easy. See, they play it too. How much you won on your last bid? How much you win on your last one?
5 times my money.
Yeah. Both of them got 5 times their money. He just scared to say it. Sign up using promo code Drewski, deposit and place your first lineup of $5 or more, and $50 of promo funds will appear in your account instantly. Win or lose, that's $50 guaranteed no matter what. That's code Drewski for a free $50 bonus when you place your first lineup. Prize Picks. Daily fantasy sports made easy.
What's up? This your favorite hood hottest princess, sexy motherfucker red. You know what I'm saying? Drewski had to call a real bitch. He know this my
I love her so much. A hood rat like that gets money. Whew. Damn.
We in the loop. He want me to help him, you know what I'm saying, sign some up could have been, so we gonna see what's up. Let's bring the first one in. Okay. Hey.
Hi.
I like your outfit.
It's Big Lauren. Yeah, you know me.
You gotta say it with confidence, girl.
It's Big Lauren. Yeah,
Okay.
you know me. I ain't here to play with you. Talk about my mama. I call Joseph Kangaroo. Let's talk about it, cause that's what I do.
Okay.
Pretty girls stay fleek. Outfit always matches shoes.
Okay, period. And it do match. She ain't lying. She qualified.
Now, this is an adorable child. An adorable child.
It's Big Lauren, yeah, you know me. I ain't here to play with you. Talk about my mama. I call Joseph Kangaroo. Let's talk about it, cause that's what I do, yeah. Pretty girls stay fleek. Outfit always matches shoes.
Ooh, woo. Okay. So what you looking for? You looking for a record deal? Cause we always looking for the next come up artist.
Yep.
All right, come sign this one. How old are you?
7.
It's a 15-year contract. Until you make a hit record, you can't get out this deal.
Okay.
You cool with that?
Yeah.
All right, shake my hand. If you cool with that, hey, 15 years.
15 years.
All right. If you don't make a hit record from then we're gonna drop you. By the time you get 22, if you don't make a hit record, shit. I mean, you got enough time to make a hit record.
Mm-hmm.
We usually do payments for all these auditions. We don't just do it just to do it. We do a payment of about $5,000 to $10,000.
Crazy.
Your mom got that? Do she got $5,000 to $10,000? She got that?
My mama told me that ain't none of my business.
All right. Just write her name down as well. First and last. Just write her name down as well, right here.
Right here?
Yeah, in the bottom. Yeah. So we'll be in contact with them to get the $5,000 to $10,000. And then that'll start off your contract, and your contract will grow, right? So your mom's name is?
Ariana.
Ariana. Put Ariana down.
I don't even know how to spell her name.
You don't know how to spell your mom?
Listen, I don't even know how to spell her name. She is cute.
Name?
No, she never tell me.
She'll never tell you that. I mean, just put Ariana. It's with an A, right? It start with an A?
Yes.
And then it's probably the R, the I, the A, N, A. If she ghetto, put 2 N's.
No, she not ghetto.
Oh, she ain't ghetto. Y'all from the suburbs?
No.
Girl, give me the pen. All right. You signed enough. Hey, listen. It's good doing business with you. Hey, Lauren, I tell you one thing, hey, girl, you got a future.
Future.
Now just look up in the sky.
Future.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Lauren. See your way out on that side. All right, hey. She got it.
They call me Money in the little neighborhood that I grew up in.
Let's hear what you got, player.
Can't go like T.O., I'm like Debo, push shots through his peephole. Handing out free smoke, Glock Hawk 3-0, call it Big Bro Gino. Wild boy like Steve-O, watch me slaying this Arsky like I'm Neo. Just got the job, go box him in, and we gon' clear the street.
These niggas tripping, come on, I got you. Lock in, bro.
Okay.
Lock in, dog. Hey, just cuz.
That's crazy. I don't know, man.
On some YC shit.
He talking about 360G.
You don't gotta worry about the top. Don't worry about all the words at the top, dude.
Young Tracker, YN, Young Tracker, or Young C, Young Tracker. What's your YC, Young Tracker? A young white man still learning the street life, often destructive or inconsiderate. Nigga, that's funny. Young Tracker, YC.
His signature right here is what you need to focus on.
Man, it.
Hell yeah. These YCs is out here, bro.
Yeah, we dangerous out here. You heard
That's
of you heard of CTS Week?
Who?
He dangerous.
A nigga get quiet behind that, huh? Yeah, go ahead, spark it up then. Uh-huh. Hey, just let me bump it. Just let me bump it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, bro. There
you go.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Hey, YC shit. Hey, appreciate you, dog. Yeah, go ahead, get him out of there.
Hey, don't.
Nah,
hey,
he good.
Chill, gang.
He good. He
Watch
good.
the
Got his
out.
contract. He good.
Yo, big body, yeah.
Tight shit. Another YC.
What it do?
God damn, y'all niggas in the building, ain't y'all?
I'm really happy with your bitch, you like a dad. 392 in this bit, like what the fuck, I'm in that scat. I kick the bitch straight out the room, like what the fuck, I feel like Flash and Penny, bitch, I feel like Zoom. I feel like Flash, I get the money like I get the motherfucking cash. Feel like lightning with the flag, cause when I really this bitch, your ass get struck. What the fuck, like
Okay, when you say feel like lightning with the flash, you be putting switches on your guns, huh? You be putting buttons.
I don't do no Bert.
You don't bump down with that switch?
Nah. 33 rounds, Scottie Pippen mag. That's all you need. You don't need no switch. You got 33 rounds, Scottie Pippen.
Oh, you don't need no switch. You don't need no button.
Nah, too many years.
Yeah.
For what?
Would you classify yourself as a YC?
You know, people like to put it on me, you know?
I like to ask YCs because, you know, YCs, y'all in your own type regimen. You know what I mean? Y'all kind of like in the safari by yourself.
Oh, yeah, you got to get through it.
Yeah, YC, that I say you rooted in it.
I'm the only white person in my family.
Oh, you the only white person in your family?
Yeah. I got
Only
3 black brothers.
White
black
person in
pops.
your family. You got
No
3
mother.
black brothers?
Yeah.
Okay, so what was that like?
You get judged a lot when you grow up like that. You know what I'm saying? They want to test you. They want to try you.
You was raised in a dope hole, huh?
Yeah, they wonder why these YCs get so hot. It's because
Okay. This is craziness. He's a psychopath. YC is just dog. He needs to be put under the jail for that, Young Tracker. Cat Williams interview. Oh, Cat Williams.
If you don't really like me because you can't be me,
Say that more.
then my job is to make it better and better looking for you, boy. Because you probably at the club and I'm probably at the arena at your hometown. I'm probably selling 21,000 tickets where you live. You probably at the club still. You probably is barking outside of your lane.
Yo, peace. Welcome back to 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. I'm Carmelo Anthony here with my co-host.
You know what it is? Kazim Famiwide. You could call me Kaz.
You know what I'm saying? And it's your boy, I'm back. It's the Kid Merrill, baby, the Human Durag Flap. We in the building. This is a Wave Sports and Entertainment Originals presented by FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Listen, man, these guests that we are getting, there's guests. You know what I mean? There's invited people that you come through and you have a good time, you have a good conversation. And then there's the guest. You know what I'm saying? Today, we got one of those guys.
Yes.
The capital THE guest. Y'all know him as comedian extraordinaire, of course. You know what I'm saying? He's done multiple specials, multiple tours, arenas. You've seen him on TV, silver screen, small screen, digital screen, everywhere. He's a legend in the game. He's
the GOAT.
Yeah,
It is
man.
Cat Williams, ladies
Talk
and
to
gentlemen,
him.
in the building.
Talk
Here with
to
us in the
him.
hood, Brooklyn. We're here, baby.
Yes,
Cat,
sir.
what's good, man?
Welcome to the hood, Cat.
baby. Welcome to Brooklyn.
Thank you so much. I
The
appreciate
energy
it.
changes when you walk in the room,
It's
man.
magnificent in Brooklyn.
Instantly,
Offering that's me to go up, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I feel that way as well. Yeah. Great vibe here.
Cat, it's gonna be a good one. We love to begin every episode with something we call the connect, right? Obviously, yourself, Carmelo, has some history. You know what I mean? We like to have the guests talk about the first time they either met Melo or the first time you crossed paths or anything like that. So what was the first time, linking with the Hall of Famer, number 7?
What was it like, Melo? Tell them.
I mean, we've been in a couple rooms, we've been in a couple areas, a couple environments together. I think at the time, you gotta think about the time period. We talking about mid 2000s,
Okay.
03, 04, 05, 06, where hip hop was at, where the culture was at.
Yes.
It was very intertwined at that point in time, right? So it was very rare that you just saw this athlete over here, just a comedians over here, rappers. No, you saw rappers, comedian, athletes all intertwined. So we talking about New York City, we talk about Atlanta, we use DC, like we talking about really on the road, and we just kept crossing paths. It wasn't like we just sat down and just chopped it up, but we really was just crossing paths. And I think that energy that I had and I was moving with at that point in time, and the energy that Cat was moving with and where he was at in the game, and that's who we was actually relating to us from a comedic standpoint. So you gravitated to that, and then you saw him. He's around. You could talk to him. He's approachable. He's funny as shit. He's outside after the club.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he wasn't your regular comedian around that time. So that was kind of my connection with him.
Thank you, Melo. That was magnificent. See, yeah, that's really the way it was, just because I'm such a basketball fan, and the basketball players that I know them so well. So like I met Shaq when I was 16, you know what I mean? And the first time that I met him, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar answered his door. So it's like two basketball legends. I met Larry Johnson when I'm the same age. So I've always appreciated the fact that these superhuman characters that perform for us in the basketball arena also have to navigate a real life. And we recognize
I like the way Cat Williams speaks. He's really like profound in how he talks. I guess that's due to evolution. That chain is crazy. What is it? Oh, I don't understand what that says. It's a tight chain though. That's a big ass chain. What the hell? Anyway, but yeah, I like the way Cat Williams talks. No matter what he's saying, no matter how he says it, he's talking with depth. And a lot of people I don't think is able to do that. It's pretty dope, but let's keep going.
greatness in the basketball world on and off the court, and Melo was always one of those top tier guys. So
First, we offer overnight boarding. Your pet will stay overnight in your sitter's home and not only be treated like part of the family, but
making that parallel, bro, y'all both are kind of like in y'all respective fields, kind of like man of the people types, right?
Yeah.
Where people fuck with y'all, you know what I mean? Like the people, right? Like the culture. You know, people like to call it the culture, but it's really the people outside in the street. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck with y'all and place y'all in like a very high esteem where like, you know, certain like outlets or certain media might not. You know what I mean? Like, why do you think that is? Is it just because it's like, yo, you just real all the time? It's like no bullshit, and people see that and respect that?
We have certain requirements for our representation. So if we're going to fuck with somebody, there's certain things we there's a way we will hope they would carry it. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Melo always hit all of those boxes. As a basketball player, you didn't want somebody that was always doing too much. But you certainly couldn't tolerate somebody who was never doing nothing. And Melo showed you, you see what I'm saying? At each point where a fan base requires you to make certain moves or decisions based upon what it is you represent, we always recognize the people that.
Cat Williams' redemption story should be a book. I think he has a book, but people should read that book. I don't know read that book because does he have? I'm talking out the side of my neck. That's crazy. Does Cat Williams have a book? These include Cat Williams, the Pent Trump. No, I don't want. So trade is right first Sunday. Oh wow. That's cool. Doesn't have like a. Yes. All right, chat. I just don't. I don't want to say chat. But chat. Who's ever in the stream? Thank you for tuning in. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. We are Audi 5000.